Angela, right? Angel, how was that?
That was epic. That was energy. That was mad.
What? Mad. That was mad, right? Our Grammy artists have a seat. These VTCs are leaders. We have now a female artist.
Yeah. Gender balance.
Nobody.
What are you telling?
We gotta make this quick. Who else do we have here?
Mrembo. Hata kama unaibanga kwa bafu ni sawa. Hii ni mentorship.
Tuko na mtu hapa.
Naona mtu lakini nahitaji side.
Anaongea
Michelle. This lady.
anaitwa nani? Michelle. Well, she has a beautiful voice. As we try to cite Michelle, who can remind me the theme of our conversation today? Shaping what? Shaping what? To? Leo, sindio? Michelle, how are you? Leo ni Leo. Kuja, come here.
So, tuko Grammys ama hapa ni wapi? Bado tuko Grammys?
Ndio najaribu kubrainstorm kwa akili.
Tuko BET.
Hii Grammys upcoming artists.
Oh.
Deko yeye alikuwa superstar. Michelle, how are you?
I'm good.
How are you feeling?
Feeling excited and nervous at the same time, yeah.
You're allowed to be nervous, sindio? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
Kabisa?
Kabisa.
Stage ni yako.
Thank you.
Stage ni yako.
Thank you so much.
Sawa sawa. Yes. Now, will you sing something for us?
I will.
What's the genre?
Chandra Gospel.
Gospel. Yes. Nani anaoperate lights? Nani anakuoperatia lights?
Favor.
Tuzimie lights. Zima kabisa. Hata za audience zima. Okay, janipia ile feeling nataka.
Link. Najua unataka tuko Grammys.
Basha tu, janipia Grammys but Michelle. Ooh, you see? You did something there. Do it again. Do it again. Now guys, I want us to cite Michelle and then we get into our conversation, right? Michelle,
Yes.
take it away.
Thank you so much. There is none like you. No one else can touch my heart like you do. I could search for all eternity, Lord, and find there is none like you. There is none like you. There is none like you. No one else can touch my heart like you do. I could search for all eternity, Lord, and find there is none like you.
Sawa, Michelle, have a seat. Now, I want to move into our conversation and also talk to you. And Angel, have a seat. So this last thing I want you guys to do, mkona data, mkona Wi-Fi, right now here. Mkona YouTube,
Yes,
naitwa nani?
it's Deco, D-E-C-O, it's Deco.
Deco, afungueni simu. It's Deco on YouTube. It's Deco on YouTube. Mumeona? Mumeona it's Deco on YouTube? Bado, it's Deco. Deco ni Deco. This is you. Uko na 2.8 thousand subscribers. Congratulations. Mumemwona hapo? Subscribe. Just subscribe. Umesubscribe? Kuna mtu subscribe. Kuna mtu simu hakuna ni sawa. I've subscribed. Sawa. I have a seat. Michelle, you said you were nervous. Huh? What was making you nervous?
I normally have this internal doubt, what you put doubt. Am I good enough? How will I do this safely? So I normally stay in the bathroom.
Okay.
Yes, am I in my private place?
Yeah.
Yes.
This is the first time you're singing in public.
I think that public, probably choir, just backing up people, but I never got to the position of leading.
You are used to backing up.
Used to backing up, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a YouTube channel?
Not yet.
Not yet?
Yes.
But you are used to backing up.
Used to backing up.
Guys, mark that statement. I'm used to backing up people. Are we together? Guys, clap for Michelle. Angel is the MC.
Yes.
Kuja.
Thank you.
What makes you want to be an MC?
It's not actually MC,
Yes.
it's moderating. I love having a flow of events, understanding the guests, and not just being someone who's up here. I also want to understand what makes you by being up close to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you want to know about you?
I want to know, where do you get the confidence to conceptualize each and every person's story and still remain human to yourself and not attach yourself with that story?
Okay, I'll answer that. Guys, clap for Angel and Michelle. How did Angel perform, guys? Out of you need to do, Michelle? Good. I'll make my presentation very short, okay? And I want to use the guys we had on stage as part of today's conversation. When I was invited, part of what I was told to talk about was how I've been able to move our platform to 800k subscribers. So we have a turnover of 100,000 people watching in 24 hours. Why I left to go, all those things, right? And I would want to walk you through the journey from where it started. But when you see the people who are here on stage, every one of us, I keep saying, is born with talent. See, even you when you're sitting here, you know you're talented with something. Sindio? Ama kuna mtu ajui talent yake ni nini? It's okay. Kuna mtu ajui talent yake ni nini? Nani huyo? So we all know what our talents are. We all know what our talents are, guys. We're gonna have to talk to each other. So the Reverend was here. He read to us and told us about the story of Gideon. His talent is not only to read the word, but to interpret the word, right? So, kuna mtu hapa ajui yake ni gani? Because we gotta start from Graf Jones. What? He says authenticity. Who else wanna try? Yeah. The what? What did she say?
The uniqueness of the person.
The discipline.
Uniqueness.
The what?
Uniqueness.
Uniqueness. Okay, beautiful. But I want to talk to you about 3 things that might set you apart. Let me use calligraph. I love calligraph. There's something we call skill set. Skills. They call it a rapper. si unasikia mwenye anaweza rap. But akikaa, mimi naweza rap. Mimi ni rapa wasee, mjui mimi ni rapa. Hakuna penye ataenda. Because coming and create rapper, you have got to be able to develop your skills over and over and over again. And that's something people don't want to do, especially in this era. Unataka ukamu useme, mimi ni rapper. Mmesikia nimedrop hiyo beat by the way. Mimi ni rapper. Wewe ni rapper aje? You've not studied the art of rapping. You've not developed your skills. You're not committing to your talent. So, in short, you have zero discipline. And you don't even have consistency. If we are going to talk about entrepreneurship in Africa, we've got to be able to talk about skill set. Some of us here are in school. Because this was the most intriguing stage of my life. The truth is, I always knew I wanted to do what I do today. People ask me, in school, our media studio, I was always there. Even there was a day they were doing a show, a pilot show without me. I was always there. In my head, Nico, si wanipea tukachance waone. So nideko, si wanipea tukachance waone venye naweza rap, si ndio? Nipendo 2 chance, then you are given the chance. Then I got a chance to host that pilot show. And one of my lecturers, Mr. Opondo, in class he asked me, he was my camera lecturer, he asked me, right now he's at NIMS, he asked me, na wewe msichana, umekaa hapa bado uende kwa studio kwa nini? Sorry. Hiyo kama ni ya kuhaya. He asked me, na wewe msichana, umekaa hapa bado uende kwa studio kwa nini? So he saw something in me, right? One of the things people are going to see in you is what you have naturally. Michelle can sing. That's why Angel was able to see. I know someone, but she's a bit shy. But she can see. Michelle has talent, right? Denga knows he can sing. That is why when ameingia hapa ameamsha kina Dennis Tumbi, he knows he got it in him. But kuna stage ya you knowing you have it in you and you elevating yourself to the next level. Guys, umeanza kupiga tu makofi, that is good. There is a difference between knowing you have it in you and you gaining the confidence to elevate yourself to the next level. And every time you elevate yourself to the next level, people will always have things to say like, na me change. Say na job naangalianga calligraph and you are like, uchalisi alikuwa tu anarap juzi tu Kayole, sasa sijui anajenga mall, nyumba yake ni mall, sijui inakaa aje. You get it. And that's when you know you are actually elevating in your skill set. So, I'm going to teach you how to come from where you are right now to where you need to go. And I will refer to those 3 things. Skill set, discipline, and Are we together? Skill set, discipline, and consistency. Talent all of us have. We all have talent. And I keep repeating this even to my team. Camera person sahi nikitaka wako wengi, but what will make me stick to one camera person? Or 2 or 3 niseme ndio watu wangu. One day we put a job applicant for just an editor and a camera person. You should have seen our email. But what will make you stand out? Watu wasemange, huyu ni DOP walimu. It's the skill set. Right now as we are sitting here, a lot of you are scared. Number 1, hata mkiulizwa kuna mtu hapa anaweza imba msichana, you have the fear and it's okay. Shyness, fear, it's okay. But I remember my entry to the media, people were making certain comments. Msichana nywele yake inakaaje? Msichana, you know, I keep saying, thank God I got to the media space when I was broke. I didn't have money for a week. It was not a blessing. Sikuwa na week, I was broke. I needed money for rent and food. So I don't have time to think about my hair or whatever. But later on I realized the things you hate most about yourself are the things that are going to make you stand before men. Nasikia galini when you're natural. You know, before I became natural, I wanted to trend so bad. Imagine saying the communist, hey guys, welcome to Illness. My name is Ndindi. Like, you get what I'm saying? Not many of you would watch me, to be honest. And I realized there is power in being authentic. You don't have to walk like someone else. You don't have to rap like someone else. All you need to do is show up as yourself. And a lot of you have fear right now because you want to show up as you. You know the reason I was invited here? It's because they are able to track my success record. Kama ni siku zangu za hustling, would anyone invite me here? Would anyone actually even know who I am? There's always a stage between who you are and who you want the world to know you as. And that's the stage you have to do away with fear. That's the stage you have to do away with shyness. That's the stage you have to make a decision. Reverend spoke about make a decision. We talk a lot until it's time to say, Mina is a hapa in the studio. We talk a lot. By the time mse hapa class anaambianga wase, acheni muone nikitoka shule venye nitakuwa. Mimi nijui, I'll turn this whole world around. You cannot turn the world around unless you start with where you are. Are we together? And that's why it's important for people like Beko. When they get an opportunity to rap here, they have to be able to master their craft. When you see artists ikiwa wameingia na manguo zinakaa aje sijui nini, that is part of the package. You have got to understand I can rap. But what will make this rap game, what will make me an entrepreneur in this rap game? You are not just rapping. You have to be able to think, how do I even get money from this rap game, right? Invest in your craft. After you realize you are talented, please develop the skill set to know where you need to go. The cake is big for everyone. We could be 10 media personalities here, but the cake is big for everyone. Please work on your skill. If your talent requires you to study the history of rap, to study the market of rap in our country. Some of us have very good talents, but we don't go. When I entered into the digital space, I knew it. I knew no matter what someone says, this is the future. How did I know? Because I was consuming a lot of podcasts even outside Kenya, and I would see how these podcasts would perform. And I started experimenting with my Facebook, and Itubi can tell you as well. There is a time, the generation, all of us would wake up to end up with Itubi and the post TV. You are not listening to radio, you are not watching TV, you are going to their page to see what they can do. Is it true? Right now, some of you wake up to Nairobi Gossip, leo wamepost nini, BNN wamepost nini, and I was able to see, if Itubi is posting this, and people are actually interacting in a post, what does that mean? A lot of people are consuming things online. And I got a lot of opportunities to be in the media space, mainstream media, and I said a big no. Because sometimes, here is the trick. Your talent or skill set will not give you money immediately. Deko, kama anatoka USI, halafu kesho akwe, yeye ndio kila mtu anabai nini, it won't happen. You've got to understand that sometimes your talent will not convert to money immediately. But the years you spend getting the knowledge, the experience, putting yourself out there. You ask someone right now, I want to be a YouTuber. You have a phone, you have everything, you're still not putting putting yourself out there. What are you waiting for? To be able to start right now and learn through the process is what will set you apart from other people. You can't say, mini artist, nini, and you are not putting yourself out there. Go on people's faces, let them know. By the way, my name is Ndindi, and I'm in the building. I have a channel, and I'm asking all of you right now who have not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. And again, some people don't want to start because they say, what? You don't want to be seen starting at the bottom. Wengine mnataka after to mislead you will start. Please start with your bad hair day, start with your bad voice, but most importantly do what? No, most importantly do what? I don't want to sound like a motivational speaker as I end, but I want to remind you something. If you never start, you will never know how bad or good you are. And there is nothing as bad. People will laugh. You know, sometimes when people criticize me, what I do? At first I say, like Greg, you know, you diss me, you never hear a reply for it, you know? But I look at your criticism and I ask myself, mtu by the way kuna venye ameniaddress ipo, but kuna kaukweli pahali? Kuna kaukweli, and if kuna kaukweli, that person will think they are bringing you down. You are taking lessons from what they are saying and you are building yourself. Who will win at the end of the day? Because I'm taking what you are throwing and I'm building with it. I don't want you guys to have the fear of starting. I want you to start, and I want you to start afraid. And I don't want you to over-imagine careers. The mistake you know those things that come naturally to you, like angel can see. When there is a panel discussion in this place, fight for your space to be the moderator. Are we together? When there is a panel discussion, fight for your space to be the moderator. 2, 3, 4 events, utakuwa umeshika line. Therefore, when there is an opportunity to rap in this place, I see we are having some guests coming in. Let me pause, we welcome them.
Yes, na kama vile tulisema, si mnakumbuka vile tulisema wadau? Si mnakumbuka vile tulisema wadau? Tafadhali nashukuru sana Lina akimalizia. Vile tulisema wageni wetu waheshimiwa wakifika, nimeambiwa our chief guest ako ndani ya nyumba. Wapi makofi sana kigelegele za mheshimiwa Nyoro. So you're hustle wadau. Thank you so much as you conclude. I think as you continue, akifika nitakudisturb tukaribisha.
I got you. So tulikuwa wapi? Tulikuwa kwa
start
and fight for your space. Then next time kuna event huku. Nataka you show up as the rap star you believe you are. Are we together? Ako wapi? Next time kuna event huku, by the way. Wacha lights ifanye kazi yake, DJ ifanye kazi yako, stage itayarishiwe artist. Ni sawa? So that he can start showing up as the artist he believes he is. So, as I wind up, because I know we have a lot of speakers lined up, to answer your question of how have I been able to build a platform as LNM. First, it's not a lazy work, it's a whole team thing. And I say even on the shows, you get to see me, there are so many people behind the camera. The power of collaborations. You gotta work with an MC, you gotta work with a panelist, a moderator, you have to work with an artist. It's all a team effort. But if you know you're the one who has the vision for something, hold on guys.
Basi mabibi na mabwana, mko tayari? Mko tayari kwa jamaa? Wacha basi nisikie makofi, shangwe, vigelegele za our chief guest, Mheshimiwa Honorable asante sana.
Thank you, Chibukizi. Karibu sana mheshimiwa. So, as I conclude, we are excited. Sindio? Now, big people have started showing up. Sindio? And they are here for you to ask all the questions you need and to get the motivation you need. Nisawa. So, as I conclude, what have we said? Skill set. Usikae tu hapo wewe rapa. Jua rapa nina discipline. Hakuna mtu anakusaidia kwenda studio. You gotta make sure you do your work. Consistency means don't show up today and then kesho hatukuoni. People will forget about you. Are we together? Kwa nini watu wamekuwa scared? Are we together? Yes. Are we together? Yes. So when you ask me finally how did I start, I started just like anybody. You have to start from some. But when you follow those three things, the result is guaranteed. No matter what happens, the world will create space for you. So unless Chibukizi aniambia nataka aje or I take a question, I gather.
Mimi nataka tukushukuru na makofi tafadhali. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Tunawapenda sana. Tunawapenda sana. Na sisi tuko nawe hapo kwa Mungu imetoa. Tupigie makofi hapo kwa Mungu. Thank you so much. Sawa, asante sana. Nafikiri kwa sasa naomba kunipatia kwa sababu ya time na chief guest wetu ako na haraka kidogo kunikubalie niseme twende straight to the program, but before that niwaulize tena tujipigieni makofi sana wanangu kwa kuja leo kwa hapa. Thank you so much guys for finding time to be here. Pia tuwapigieni wageni wetu wote makofi tafadhali wale wako hapa. Ni vizuri tunatambua viongozi wetu wale wako hapa na sisi. Tuko na mheshimiwa Raila MP Maina Karoja. Watu makofi ya Karoja. Ndio pia tuko na Dr. Eliam Kamodo. Yeye ni chairperson transport and appeals board. Yeye pia ni wakili wa rais. Yeye pia ni retired comedian na pia ni rafiki yangu. Watu makofi ya Eliam Kamodo ladies and gentlemen. Pia hapa tuko na Dennis Tumbi, yeye ni kamia goga mtu ya Masingania, watu makofi ya Bebo, waziri wa maeneo. Pia hapa tuko na chairman ADVERTISE services, ambaye pia ni former honorable wa hapa na pia former president wa hapa, mheshimiwa Karodo wa makofi yake. Karibu sana. Na pia tuko na MCA rafiki yangu ambaye tumeona amejiunga na sisi hapa. Tuko na Karo Asha, wewe ni CEO Asha's Kenya. Wapo makofi ya msupa tafadhali. Our chief guest ni kijana wetu ambaye anashinda kutuambia we are Africans and Africa is what? Mheshimiwa Ndindi Nyoro, tuko leo kwa watu makofi ya Mheshimiwa Ndindi Nyoro. Thank you so much. Because siku na siku wajana wanaita mheshimiwa na anakuja mahali wako. So we don't take this for granted, sir. Na kabla niende kwa the main program niite president wa KUSO, kuna jamaa hapa kwa sababu tuko Kiatutu, mheshimiwa Nyoro. Iko jamaa hapa ametoka Jamaica for the purpose ya kuja tu waonesha management na pia kuone. So are you ready? You know the conversation today is about Africa and Africa cannot unite without Jamaica. Unanielewa? So ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Kiatutu, Jamaica, put your hands together for the one and only Naya Bibi in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Naya Bibi, one of these. Naya Bibi, say hi to the Majesty. Say hi to His Majesty. Wapi kelele ya Naya Bibi. Weza, wacha nikuja hapo chini. Sijui kama mtamuona hapa chini anapiga chini. DJ, give me some reggae tune, DJ. DJ, nipe reggae bana. Rasta, msalimia wadau.
Yeah. ninawatambua. Kwa jina lake Mwenyezi Mungu na wasalimu, tumepokea. Aide Abanga Steven Bigi, mimi nashukuru kupatana na nyinyi kwa hii siku ya leo.
Message yako unataka kutuambia kumalizia ya Afrika?
Message ya Afrika yenye ningependa kuambia ni kuwa
yes,
leo Afrika ikiunite, kila kitu tutaenda fiti kabisa. Tupiganie Afrika, tutetee mayuth wote wa Afrika jo. Mayuth wakisikika, nao maleaders pia watasikika. Lakini mayuth wakikosa kusikika, kuna vile maleaders watasikika jo. Hiyo ndio message yangu mzee. Aide.
Asante sana. Hivi ndivyo tukitoka hiyo miji. Mheshimiwa Nyoro, huyo ni mwana wetu wa generation na tunampenda sana. Nataka kumuita rais tena kuja introduce cabinet yake, kisha hafta hapo tukiintroducia Mheshimiwa Ndindi, kisha tuendelee na program. Karibu sana bwana rais. Tusichoke kupigia rais wetu makofi tafadhali. Huyu ndio rais wetu kesho.
Thank you so much. Our honorable guest, Mheshimiwa Ndindi Nyoro, MP Kiharu, Mheshimiwa Ndindi, Charles Karondo, Chairman at the River Services and former Makusa President, the honorable guests, distinguished guests, comrades, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. For the avoidance of doubt, my name is Abich Carlos. I'm the Makusa Secretary General. This is the cabinet, Waishimio, that are leading this great institution. They lead a population of 62,324 students, and they were elected, duly elected, by the comrades that are seated here today. They are going to introduce themselves, they're going to present our grievances, and I must declare, our Vice President is away on official duty that he was assigned. Yes, so I'll begin from this end, say your name, the docket, so that I will present our grievances, because time is much spent.
Good morning. For the purpose of records, I'm Karoti Steve, the Entertainment and Social Welfare Minister, Mt.Kenya University Main Campus. Thank you.
Good morning. Habari zenu? Habari zenu jana? For the purpose of record, my name is Chacha Rupa Wycliffe, also known as Ambassador Chacha. I am the Minister in charge of academics, which is our main business here. Thank you.
Good morning. Good morning. My name is Rashid Hassan, Finance Minister.
Before he introduces himself, on behalf of the cabinet, he is our boss, we will just crown it. Waheshimiwa, we are greatly honored for taking this moment and have such a momentous with our students. Mheshimiwa Ndindi Nyoro, specific our chief guests in this hall, we are greatly honored and you are inspiring, you have an inspiring story and you are inspiring the youth that are seated here. We are aware you are born and raised in Gandubu slums. In this hall, there are comrades including our president that was elected and the comrades that are seated that are from Kiambu slums where you are raised. This is a clear indication that despite of the challenges that are there back at the Kiambu slums, leaders can be produced. From you leading the team as others have made and they follow. We take this opportunity and we congratulate you for this. On behalf of the Makusa, we are sent here by comrades to represent their grievances. Number one, we are facing a lot of insecurity issues that has been a menace to the environment of this university, especially in the rural areas, and we must acknowledge that Kiambu Mheshimiwa is nowadays a safer place than Runda. Number two, as you are coming here, the comrades ask us, Ndindi is Nyoro, is budget, is AJAABU #1 constituency in the Republic of Kenya. Has he budgeted for us? There are comrades that have completed their exams, the diploma students and the bachelors. They are requesting to have a form of entertainment so that they break the bars. As youth, we nurture the young talents and bring out the upcoming artists, including the Jara Stafara from the Kiambu slums, who was just presented here some few minutes ago. So Mheshimiwa, we request for that. Secondly, we have had a challenge of most of our students being faced by the problem of school fee issues. We understand this is a private institution, but from last year, there were those who were placed by the cooks. Problems comes, and as human beings, we must find solutions to tackle them. It pains us a lot. For example, we have a student here who is a nursing student by the name of Nyoro, who is unable to complete his studies after spending a lot of years here because of the fee challenge. He has a fee of 543,000 and his dreams are shattered as we speak. He comes from a humble beginning and we must acknowledge that, and he needs a collective effort of all of us. So Mheshimiwa, we highly, if there's something that can be done, kindly, let's make Kiprono smile again and complete his studies. Where's Kiprono? Kuja hapa Mheshimiwa kuona.
Mheshimiwa Rais akihitaji Kiprono unakuja haraka tafadhali.
Is the comrade, is the nursing student who is having a challenge about the school fee issues. He's also a leader, he's inspiring to the young generations. Finally, Mheshimiwa, Ndindi Nyoro, your colleague MPs, and Mheshimiwa, this is especially Mheshimiwa Dennis Itubi. In this hall, there are those who help us campaign, the same way you help President Ruto campaign. And you have one slogan, we express ourselves through writing. There are those of us who are upcoming bloggers, just as you are. Mheshimiwa, today in this hall, touch some souls, so that even as they blog in Twitter, as they blog in different platforms, for our leaders, they can also be motivated. Finally, we are seated here as comrades, na hawa vijana jinsi unavyowaona hapa wako njaa. This is the truth. Comrades power, comrades viva, comrades now, comrades kuli, mkoja ama mkoja. Mheshimiwa, hawa watu tuliwatoa hostel leo saa 12 wamekaa hapa bila soda hata switch ya kuumunya hawana complain na wako hapa ndani. Mheshimiwa Charles Karolo, you've been a student leader. This is not how we left this institution. When we came in, you've never criticized the works that you've done and the others. We shall also leave it to some people. You know how it is tough. You know the challenges that the comrades face. Today, as our former Mkusa president, we are before you here today. Our vijana wako. And this is the proof, and we cannot hide away from it. They sent us here, mko hapa, this is a delegation from State House. They were elected, Ndindi inspired, it will be there, and everybody, and in this audience have lawyers and everybody. Tafadhali, hawa watu tukitoka hapa waweze kupata kitu yenye wanaweza kwa tumbo zao, kwa sababu we are tired of comrades committing suicides because wamelala njaa. Sisi nini mshahara tunapewa, siwezi kuisha hawa watu wote kama Secretary General na hii kabisa tunawaona hapa. Hata hawa watu wako njaa kwa sababu wanasema hii serikali yako. Muko na former president na sitting president. Na muko njaa. So as I end, comrades wakitoka tutawaona, na kwa sababu Ndindi Nyoro's budget na watu wao, najua wataacha budget hapa, sherehe mtapiga, njaa itaisha, Kibrona kasaidiwa, na hizi maneno zote security ya Runda tumeamua leo tumeita waheshimiwa, and we want to honor them. We shall deal with them with this. May God bless you so much. Karibu sana Mheshimiwa President.
Kwa sababu ya muda msikuwa tafadhali dakika moja tu tafadhali.
Okay, thank you very much. To our chief guests, Ndindi Nyoro, Itumbi, my predecessor, Karono, all other guests, my fellow comrades, Eriko Fire. Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much. Today I'm very glad to be here. I'm very happy to hear that even Nyoro himself was from Kiandutu, and to assure you that even me, I'm from Kiandutu. This morning I came from Kiandutu. I'm very happy to see my friend Bingi. I told him to come and say hi, and therefore we represent the Kiandutu massive. Kiandutu is great, it is very safe, very secure. I urge comrades to come and stay in Kiandutu because it is safer than any other place, including inside this institution. So, Mheshimiwa, I have a very competent SG. The things he has said, it is not as the cabinet, but my fellow comrades. Kindly, we have a request, the ones you can do, because I'm sure you can't do all. You can. Mheshimiwa, we recognize your fakeness. That's how we say it in the audience. If you hear how we will say that it's fakeness, we recognize your fakeness. So kindly, Mheshimiwa, as you will believe it, at least you leave something positive behind so that our comrades can smile once again. How many of our comrades? Na sherehe ni lazima, na sherehe ni sherehe. Sidio? Tukimaliza exam lazima tupige sherehe ili tutoe uchovu ya stress na uchovu ya stress ya exam. Hapa ni aje kabisa. Thank you very much, Mheshimiwa, for creating your time to come and visit us. We are very much thankful for that opportunity. We don't take it as for granted. Otherwise, asanteni sana. May God bless you all. Thank you very much.
Asante sana Bwana President. Thank you so much. Nataka tuwapigie makofi wa kiroho tafadhali. Thank you so much. Wale wamekaa last time kumaliza kufika. Madugu mtawadada, mlikubalia kukaribishe presidential advisor mambo ya creative economy na digital, Bwana Dennis Tuki, akuja endelea na the next part of the program. Tupigie makofi mazuri. Dennis Tuki. Hapo tukije. Hapo tukije. Huyu kwanza juu kabisa. Wala Lynn has handled most of the issues. So because of time and because our chief guest is going to Mars Summit, and we also had a very good word from the Reverend today, I am only going to mention a few things. And I hope those with a phone can take a few notes, because I can assure you after this, if you implement the few things I'm going to say, digital is going to make sense to you. I am going to engage for the next 5 to 10 minutes, and then I will invite the chief guest. And when I was invited here, I was told to speak about taking charge of the digital journey. So, by a show of hands, how many people are on Facebook? Show of hands. Karaoke Mama. How many people are on Twitter? How many people are on Instagram? And how many people are on TikTok? Okay, that was for Karaoke to see about which is the biggest social media in Kenya. However, I want to ask the next question, and that's my first point. Because we also have entrepreneurship as one of the major topics. How many people know how to buy shares on Facebook? You know how to buy shares on Facebook? On Instagram, on Twitter, or on any other social media? Anybody who knows how to buy shares there? Okay. That is my first point. Do not be a participant, be an owner. If you want to own this social media journey, be an owner. And I think Lynn has done a good job in trying to tell you how to own your YouTube account, how to own your Facebook account. But I always ask myself, what if one day Facebook, Twitter, and all those guys decide we are no longer going to be in this space? What will happen to your digital journey? When I checked last night when I was preparing for this meeting, one share of Facebook is 15 shillings, 15 Kenya shillings. So why are you not an owner of Facebook? So that in the event they decide to pull off, we will all have a voice on the winding up of Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. I challenge you, I want to be brief, go and own a share of each social media you are in. Number 2, disruption. One day, I worked for a president called President Uhuru Kenyatta. In 2015, 2016, Facebook started going live. So I opened my phone in one event, and I went live in that event. After that event, the security guys called me in the office, and they took me to the president. The accusation was, I was introducing something that was a security risk to State House. I remember what President Uhuru asked me, is this going to help us? And my answer was, I don't know. It's a new thing. I was among the few people in the test. I do not know whether it's going to help you. But what I know, it is going to evolve into a big thing. You must be ready for disruption. But when you disrupt, you must be ready for the fight that comes with disruption. The Reverend here has spoken about Gideon. Gideon, when he was told to go and fight, he was full of fear and declined. But at the end of the fight, God himself described Gideon as a mighty warrior. You must be ready for the disruption. President Mwai Kibaki and their generation sat down and decided that they were going to make Mwai Kibaki president. And he started vying in 1992, vying in 1997, and only became president in 2002. President Uhuru Kenyatta and his friends decided one day they were going to make him president, and he eventually became president. President William Ruto, one day people decided this is going to be our leader. We are all going to submit behind him, and he's going to be president. Today he is president. Let me ask you, you who belong to this generation, are you preparing for a president in this generation, or are you waiting for someone somewhere to be your president? I've heard here there is a president, former Karondo, and there is a sitting president. I've even seen the SG. What are you doing in preparation for a person who looks like you to be president? That disruption, you may decide now it's going to be Karondo, it's going to be Karobia, or it's going to be me. But if you decide that, are you ready for the fight? When I decided to support President Ruto, there was a major fight. I was even kidnapped, beaten, and hospitalized in hospital. How ready are you for that disruption? And putting it in context into the digital world, how ready are you for that YouTube account that you have created? The president has negotiated for Facebook to start monetization at the end of this, from June this year. There's a guy called Mt.Kenya who doesn't really support the kind of politics that I support, but I like his YouTube account. The other day, just a few weeks ago, I was with him and he was showing me his backend for the YouTube. That guy does not produce any content that is original. He doesn't sit down and do any content. He waits for Citizen to do a story, he takes it and writes a caption. See how Nyoro told students at Mt.Kenya University, and we all click bait and he makes the money. As of 3 months ago, that YouTube account was making consistently in about 8 to 9 million shillings every month. But I don't want you to look at the 8 million. I want you to look where he came from. He was a cameraman for Citizen TV earning 70,000 shillings. 70,000 shillings. Today, he employs 10 people, paying them a salary of 70,000 shillings. That can be you, because he didn't start, you probably wouldn't even know him if you walked here. You don't have to be known to disrupt. 2 more points. Data. The new gold on social media is data. Forget about posting something on your Facebook, your Instagram, or Twitter, or TikTok. Data is everything. If you master data, if I had more time, I will show you a few examples on screen on how to master the data, but I'm sure you can organize another day. But master data. No, I've seen the student leadership here, and I noted it lacks the 2 last principles. It is important for you to be able to go for it. And when I look at this room, I can almost see that ladies are actually more in terms of voting. So maybe it's time for you to take up the challenge. Master your data, and that will help you to be able to run the world. Finally, maybe before I leave the point on data, 2016 Bitcoin. How many people know Bitcoin? Very good. Bitcoin was selling for 60,000 shillings. 60,000 shillings. So the guy one of the staff members, it's okay, akijipanga, I think upangia chief guest, the microphone wacha mimi niendelee, then upangia chief guest. Was 60,000 shillings. One of the guys who was working on that was in Kenya at the time. He came to a group of friends and he sold the concept of Bitcoin. Wakati ya user, some people, because that time was pyramid scheme, so wakasema ni pyramid scheme, wengine wakasema it cannot work. So I had a little money, and at that time was 60,000 bob. So I bought 2 Bitcoins. Those guys in the phone from Google, open up your Google, search Bitcoin to Kenya shillings. Bitcoin to Kenya shillings. Anyone who has managed to Google? Anyone when you get the answer, then maybe just get a hand somewhere. Bitcoin to Kenya shillings. Yes, what have you found? How much?
9 million.
9 points. 9 points. 9.2 million shillings. In 2016, that was only 60,000 shillings. Now it's 9.2. I bought 2 of them. I don't even think I've tried. When it was 3 million, I told myself I need to withdraw. Then it got to 6 million, I thought I should withdraw. I have been unable to withdraw. Do not fear to invest in data. It works. Wildcoin came here, and I know there is a position that government has taken, but I hold. There is no collective responsibility in wealth. I hold that Wildcoin should come back to Kenya. And I am going to put up a fight in all the relevant tables to ensure Wildcoin comes back to Kenya. Because when Wildcoin was here before it was banned, it was only 7 shillings. Today, it is 48 shillings. In a year or so, I foresee that Wildcoin going to around 1,000, 2,000 more. And when we are talking about it 7 years from now, when there will be a mentorship like that, and the people will be speaking that mentorship, you will remember that it was 7 bob when you heard about it, and it is 9 million at the time when we are presenting. Finally, and this is the most important point about digital, be controversial. And you don't have to be controversial in a negative way. You can be controversial in a positive way. Do not come to such a function and post just that you are at NKU doing something. Ask a question that is different from everyone else and get online with it. There is money in fake news. I was searching, and I want you to search independently. Fake news, just search the worth of fake news 2023 or 2024. I was searching yesterday as I was preparing for this, and I noticed the worth of fake news is $56.9 billion. That's the worth of fake news in 1 year. Where unapata gapi isipokuwa kusema fake news kwa Twitter na social media. Out of that $56.9 million, kuna watu wamemake hiyo dough. Wewe umemake ngapi? Isipokuwa kuweka pale hiyo ni uongo, hiyo ni fake news na kustamp fake news na kudistribute. Start an organization to fight fake news among university students in Kenya. Then you do a proposal. There are people who are funding those things to fight that fake news. Start a website, and then nafanya software, amfanyia blog, fact checking. Usidhani system ya fact story kitu mzuri tu ya kusema there is money in it. So start thinking beyond just writing. Controversy sells. There is money in everything negative. If you start a fight today against fake news by politicians, and every day you are something about a fake news that has been said, within a year you will come back to me and you will have made a lot of money. Because of time, I hope next time we'll have a better interaction and more time, and I'm sure I'll create that time. We will have a better engagement. But because you have to release our chief guest, allow me to ask you to put your hands together to welcome the chief guest, the Nyoro and the chair budget, Nyoro. Makofi tafadhali, DJ Makoma tafadhali. Mheshimiwa Nyoro tafadhali, kidogo tu mwesh. Bas. Haya. Acha nikufunze mwesh. Haina haja ujaribishe na wewe ni mtu tunategemea. Mheshimiwa watu ndio, asante sana ndugu Situmi. Si lazima tuone Ndindi Nyoro akadance kidogo. So what you do is in the Sunday school. How about you? Give it to us. Yes. Come on. Hey. Good on you. My school is going back to the water.
Thank you very much, Chibukizi, the organizers of this very great event, the comrades of Mt.Kenya University, led by the cabinet that was here, my very good friends, whom we serve together in various areas, and all the other invited guests. Good morning. Comrades, power. Siku hizi ni kama power imekuwa powerless. Comrades akuwa mkeni kiasi tuone. Comrades. Time yetu power ilikuwa power. Hii unasema ni powerless. Tulikuwa tunafanya hivi, hebu tu rehearse kiasi tuone. Comrades, power. Comrades, power. Nimekubaliana na president wa Mt.Kenya. Ni kama asubuhi. Hakuna namna. Ni kama mlitokea tu mkakuja event. Nakubaliana na president wenu. Comrades, power. power is power. Sasa tuketi. I want to recognize, I have seen there are very many colleagues of mine in the public service and elsewhere, starting with my brother, Ndindi, who is a very good brother of mine, and also my other good brother, who is Minor, Karofia, Dede, our EAC MP from Iala. Tuko na mheshimiwa Kamodho, pia ni chairman wetu. Tuko na Charles Karondo, chairman wa ADVERTISE Services Board. Nimeona timu wako hapa na the entire radical team. Nimefurahi sana kuwa hapa siku ya leo. Na kama sitataja jina, including our CES, I've seen Bwana Amos Mogo is around, and all the others. If I don't recognize you personally by name, because sababu ya wakati, but all of us here deserve to be recognized even by name. I want to be very brief and compact. Compact meaning, I may say so many things within a very short time. And the reason for doing this is because many times when we go to speak at a place like this one, we are not homogeneous. We are heterogeneous, meaning our interests are different. And the more the reason, even the program of this event, we have people from different backgrounds. So the reason for speaking many things which are not necessarily coherent or cutting from each other is so that we speak to as many people as possible. Maybe one person will capture one sentence which captures their interest, the other one. And therefore you may forgive me if the first point has no relationship to the second, or even the subtopic does not relate to the topic, because we want to talk to as many people as possible by being diverse. Definitely, you have seen my name is Nyoro from Nyoro constituency, and I'm glad also to be serving as the chairperson of the Budget and Appropriations Committee in the National Assembly. And in Nyoro, as part of the introduction, I am very glad about the kind of work we have done. And it is important at such kind of places where we have people who are likely to become MPs very soon. And to ascend into leadership, that we say a few things about what we are doing because it is important. Nyoro is one of the largest constituencies in Kenya, in terms of, especially a rural constituency, in terms of the landmass and population, the number of institutions, especially learning institutions, and also voters. And I am glad because we have been able to do things that are already changing, not just Nyoro, but also in other areas that are represented by my friends who are my colleagues in Parliament. One, and I say so because looking at the faces here, I am able to see there are some people from Nyoro here who can bear me witness the kind of work we have done, especially in the education front. We have around 120 or thereabout public primary schools. We have transformed all of them. All of them are tiled, all the classes in our primary schools. We also have a program called Masomo Bora. Before you transition to Mt.Kenya, you are from a high school. And if you never got a chance to go to that high school, highly likely you will not be seated here. And that has also been one of the areas that we consider when we are elevating education. And in that respect, Nyoro has around 61 day schools with 15,000 learners. All of them through a program we call Masomo Bora. In terms of school fees, they pay only 1,000 per term. The rest of the money, we are able to work out a formula using NGCDF and using backward integration and backward aggregation, so that you purchase the purchases together when it comes to food stuff, and therefore we buy in when they are cheaper, because we take advantage of the quantity discount, and also in terms of timing of when we pay, because we pay almost immediately, we are able to cut a lot of cost. And in that respect, we transfer all those advantages to our parents by only paying 1,000. And in that also, our learners eat in school for 6 days a week, including Saturday, and every last Friday of the month, they actually take chapati in all our primary, in all our There is one day I went to Cape Town, and then I went to London in the course of work. And when I was just walking around, I saw a very beautiful institution. Going closer, I was surprised to see the school was written that it is a Kajo school, a municipal school, basically a Kajo school, like our normal day schools. So I took a photo. When I came back home, I called our staff, that is the AJAABU staff, and nikawaonyesha hiyo picture. And I told them that we are going to transform our primary schools, not in the standards of what we have in Kenya, but in the standards of London and Cape Town. And I am glad we have already piloted with 10 institutions. You have seen them on social media, where we have cabled our institutions, we have landscaped, we plant palms, exotic trees. People would ask, why are you doing all those things? We do them because we have seen empirically that what we do in terms of infrastructure also becomes sticky in the mind, and therefore even the mind becomes transformed in terms of confidence, performance, and I'm glad that is happening already. I agree with those people who have talked about Kiadutu. My father used to live here in Kiadutu, and of course most of us were in the village. That is my siblings. But of course we could come to Kiadutu over holiday. My father was a carpenter here in Bika. In fact, one of the other areas I know so much is Bika, because I have more relatives in Bika than actually in Murani. My father used to live here in Kiadutu. I could go to his house. I think the Kiadutu of now is a bit more modern. The Kiadutu of then, I could visit my father. When I'm inside the house, I could see everything happening outside. Na sio kioo. Mtitazii hapo ni nini ilikuwa. Then he had a bicycle. So because he was a carpenter, alikuwa anaijua kazi, ananibeba hapo nyuma, tunapiga round, tunaenda, tunafanya kazi. And in fact, when I was doing my KCPE, the mind of my father was already made that I'm joining him in carpentry. He got surprised when I got some marks which necessitated me to be admitted to a good school, admission in terms of a letter. So when my results slip came, ya KCPE, I had never seen my father more proud. Akisema, I have always told you, hii ni kijana yangu, my son. And from there, of course, the letter came. I didn't go to that school, I went to a different one. But I don't want to go to that line of motivation, of speaking. And I also don't want to go to the line of, you know, the things we read. I started with a name, now I'm a billionaire. I don't want that kind of things. I want to be a bit, to be more practical. Hapa, kwenye Mt.Kenya ipo, if you walk, ufike pale Lauda, as you go towards huko chini, kama unaenda just the main road towards Mt.Kenya, not this one but the other one, you see there are tall buildings lining up just in front of Moi Gardens. I hope it is still called that way even today. That place used to be called Mukireti. There were now tall buildings. All those buildings are new. So me, I used to sell mutuba there over holiday time in high school. So my sister used to live here, and I got up Biafra. And over holiday I could come, because my father aliaga nikiwa from 1. So by that time I had to maneuver what to do. And being the only son, I had to figure out how to survive. So nilikuwa nakuja anaenda Gikomba na nunua mtumba, mimi nakuja hapo nasema ni 10 ni bao. That is way of supplementing my school fees. And of course, when I was a comrade, two things happened. By the way, I'm already in the speech. Don't wait for another technical speech, comrades. So, when I was in KU, najaribu kukatakata vitu mingi. When I joined from my first year in KU, nilipata my first help. When I got my first help, nikaona kuna vile nilikuwa najipanga kama comrade. Me and those kind of fellows, unaona wale mahadiko village young men. Yaani vile mnaonaga tukipiga siasa haushtuki, ni vivyo tu tuko. Ni vile tu tulikuwa brought up. Na basi leo kiadutu alafu kwa mtu hivi. So, when niliingia KU, that is the point I'm trying to make. Nikajua hapa mimi sasa niko, hii degree ni yangu. Sio ya watu wengine. So ni mimi ningangane vile nitalipa fees. Sasa ni degree yangu, sio ya watu wengine, even my mother. So when I joined my first help, I paid my entire school fees for that first year. Because I had something I was eyeing in the second sem. In my second sem, I decided two things. And that thing, I actually also wrote it in a book that I authored when I was still in campus. Early on, I said this when I was in Tomboya University. Something came to my mind. And maybe because of the poverty na kunangana ile ilikuwa tukigrow up, I had two ambitions which were vague and broad. One, to be wealthy. Two, to be at a place where I make decisions to influence the fortunes of other people. I'm just trying to be modest by saying, being a politician, I have to use a lot of Kiingereza so that you see I am so learned. So, nikajua niko na hizi vitu mbili. So in my second sem, now after using my help yote ya first sem, nikajua naenda kwa hizi ambitions zangu mbili same time. My second sem, our second sem used to come after December holiday, because we used to join in when the year is ending. So first sem inaisha December, then January tunaingia second sem. So my second sem came, I got my help, nikaanza ka hoteli pale KU. Najua mnaitaka KU. Wata nyima vijana kuna vile naona mnaitaka KU. Ama ni warembo wanaitaka KU. Lakini naona kuna watu hapa mnaitaka KU kia. Najua nikiwa hapa naweza kuona hata kwa roho. So, mnajua KM. Nikaanza ka hoteli hapo. Hoteli yangu ilikuwa funny. Nikaanza around February. So nikabeba my friend wa Mwele, tukaenda kununua masufuria pale Gikomba za kupeleka kwa hoteli yangu. Along the way, sisi tulikuwa tunaona Nairobi kila mtu ako red na black. Tukaulizana kwani Nairobi siku hizi iko na uniform. Tumebeba masufuria. Mwele akaniambia tupite Rudhuri Avenue tukasalimie girlfriend yangu. Kwanza nikashtuka, yani jamaa kuna girlfriend. Tukaenda kwenda pale Rudhuri Avenue, tumebeba masufuria. Unajua zile basi zilikuwa za Githurai, zilikuwa zinabebea pale hiyo state ya KU. Karibu tu pale Rudhuri Avenue. Tumebeba masufuria, tukaenda pale kwa kasoko. Wa Mwele anasema ni girlfriend. Naona anatuangalia akiendelea tu na kazi yake. Unajua venye kuna mtu yani ukutreat na maana tukimaliza saa ngapi? Sema haraka, ukimaliza saa ngapi? So unajua kuna vile unaendaka mahali kubai kitu mtu anataka umalize wewe uende zako. So tumebeba masufuria, tumeenda, tumesalimia mrembo hapo. Naona ni kama hataki story mob. Si tukaenda, tukaingia gari ya KU, tukaenda na masufuria yangu. Wamwele told me later, he was dumped. Why? Hii story tulikuwa tunaulizana ni uniform gani iko Nairobi, kumbe ilikuwa Valentine's. Instead of Wamwele carrying a flower, we are here carrying sufuria. And then, huyu mrembo akajiuliza, hii mtu hapa ati ananiambia anafanyaga economics KU. nimejaribu kakaakuka. Alianguka tu ya comrades. Mtu anakula hapo kwa hoteli yangu. Ananiambia Muhesh, sio Muhesh, ni ndani ya Kenya. Ananiambia wewe Nyoro tupatanie kwa class. Kule kwa hoteli tupatane class. Kwani hii chakula umekuja class? So hoteli yangu comrades wakakula for free kabirizika. So the same ikakuwa elections ya university student leaders. I was first year, I tried to be a Congress person. First year, School of Humanities then, because I was doing BA Economics. I was defeated by a third year by 4 votes. Sasa hiyo time nikaona, hapa hizi maambition zangu ni, maybe I chose the wrong things. Nimejaribu biashara, nimeanguka. And around that biashara time, I remember one of my friends called JMO. Siku moja, hiyo time tumefilisika, nimeanza ka hoteli kameanguka, nimefanya student leadership ikaanguka. So niko tu hapo with nothing, extremely broke. Na mimi nilikuwa nimesema nikiingia uni naenda huko kimwanaume. Hii sipigi simu nyumbani sijui nitumie nini. Hata hiyo time natumiwa na nani in the first place. So nakumbuka time moja my sister Esther akatutembelea KU. Jemo was my best friend hapo KU. So my sister akatembea akakuja na nyama nusu. Nyama, sasa hii tuko broke. Pesa yako yote nimeenda kwa hoteli na kuvai na yote imesabaratika. So when my sister came with a half kilogram of meat, vile alienda tukaulizana na Jemu, sehemu imebakisha siku gapi? Tukafanya tukaona ni gapi. Hii nyama ni pesa gapi? Tukafanya ni pesa gapi? Hii nyama ni sukuma gapi? Tuliuza hiyo nyama. You know, kwa economics kuna priorities Nilianza kuwa chairman wa budget kitambo. Nikaona sasa hii allocation of resources is not optimal. Ceteris paribus. Mtajuaje nimesoma watu wake. So tukaona the allocation of resources was not optimal, ceteris paribus. Uza nyama, weka pesa ya kununua sukuma, sehemu isoke. Hiyo time haikunaga maneno ya ati nutrients juu hizi vitu mnasemanga ati balanced diet. Bora tu kuitai tusukume sehemu. So I graduated. I was telling my school Karofia here. Hi. I graduate. My entire KU life. Ati mzazi anakuja kukutembelea. Kwani hiyo ni high school? Other than my sister, actually only that one because alikuwa UN who came to pass by. Hao wengine tunaonana maneno tukifunga shule. Huko ni ungangani. Hivyo ndivyo mimi nilingangana. So nika graduate. After to graduate, so my parents came for my graduation ceremony. My mother was there, very prayerful. Mnajua maombi ya wazazi naenda straight. Tuheshimu wazazi. Wanangangana sana. So my mother came with other parents. In my, where I come from, every person of your parents' age is your parent. So they came. So we went to eat. By that time, nilikuwa na kipesa kidogo. Because let me just tell you before I graduate. So second year came. Second year, nikaenda kwa our former MP. Pole, kwanza weka koma hapo kwa graduate. Weka koma nitarudi hapo. So, second year came. Nikaona sasa hii biashara nimeng'ang'ana imenishinda. Kama komune nikajua lazima ni survive. Na jusieni nilijua nikiingia KU mimi sirudi mashinani ya holiday. Nakaa huku Nairobi ile inaumana yumana. So mimi nikaenda kutafuta internship. So nikaona our former MP called Kenya Kariuki was also likely to vie in the future. Vile komune tunatupanganga nikaona nitaenda na tu story kwa Kenya. Nimuonyeshe vile mimi ni youth wote wako nyuma yangu. So vile naweza mkoroga. Mimi siko nataka job, niko nataka anichoteka kitu nipate fare because my uncle had given me a place in Langata na kaa kwa holiday. So I used to commute to town. So I went there. Nikapata Kenya Karaoke committee. I told you I'm speaking fast. So pick whatever you are picking. So nikapata a committee
But you know comrades, all the time huwa hatuachi kabahasha ya brown iko na CV. So hiyo time bado nilikuwa na hako kabahasha ya brown na CV. Na mimi siko nimeenda kuuliza job. Nilikuwa naenda nimwambie Muhesh, you know niko KU, ukitaka votes za university students, ongea na mimi. Comrades mnajua vile tunafanya. So nikaenda pale, secretary wake akaniangalia, akaniambia mheshimiwa kwa meeting, lakini kama ni kazi wewe hata CV. Nikaianza tu, that's not what taken me there. After a few days I got a call. Mimi naitwa Kenya Karaoke. Hey, kwanza nikastuka. Uko wapi? Niko Nairobi. Where can you come? I said now. So I went. Mheshimiwa Kenya Karaoke was very kind to me. Akaanza kunichapisha story, hata akanieleza that we are related. I was shocked that I could be related to such a big man. So akaniambia uliuliza kazi hapa. Si mnakumbuka nimemwambia siku nimeenda kuuliza job. Mimi nilikuwa naenda story ndio mwishowe na maneno ikae namna hiyo. Nikamwambia yes sir. Uliuliza kazi? Yes sir. Uko wapi? University. Utaweza kazi na university? Sana mheshimiwa. Unataka kuanza lini? Saa hii. Mimi nilianza job saa hiyo. The business that nimefanya most, the business that I know more than all the others is stockbroking. That is the genesis of the stockbroking I do up to today. So second step came, nikakumbuka ile dream yangu bado ya kuvai. Saa hiyo niko na pesa, nilikuwa nalipwa 8k per month. Ungeniguza. So mimi nilikuwa na time gari za KU off peak. Economic students mnajua kuna kitu inaitwa elasticity of demand. Price elasticity of demand. Ile una choose when to use a math. Math ziko na bei ya chini when the elasticity of demand is very high, when people are sensitive to prices. So I used to go to work very early in the morning and come back very late at night. That did me one thing. Because after tulifungua mimi niliendelea na job. So kwa sababu natoka job very late, juu ya fare ilikuwa imeshuka. So I was usually the last person to leave office. Nataka mshike hiyo point. Kwa sababu nilikuwa natoka town naenda KU. Niko job huko. Stockbroking. Pale corner house. So because lazima niketegea basi za KU fare ishuke, ikabaki sasa ni mimi wa last kutoka ofisi. Kuna economists, kuna kitu tunaita unintended consequences. It happened to me to my favor. Because I was the last to leave office, the intended consequence was this boy is very hardworking. So when it came to being awarded to kafanya sherehe ya employees of the year, among the 50 employees, I was given 50k for being the employee of the year. Unintended consequences. Msidharau economics. Sasa the same sinafanya kwa student leader. Mimi nikapigania kitu kubwa academic sec. Nikangangana nikiwa second year. My friend nikachaguliwa. Nikakuwa student leader nikiwa second year. Kwani mnakwenda kunipigia makofi za gani? Tulisema hii talk sio game serious. Ama ni aje? Ile tunaongea bio serious sio face. Ile tunaongea ni serious. Shika tu maneno hapo. So mimi nika graduate. Achana hii ingine yote sasa tuende graduation. Then my mother came with other parents of mine. After eating lunch and they have talked, the chief guest who was the graduate, me, is to talk. I told them, my parents, mi nataka mkienda home, you pray for me not to get a job. When you go home, pray for me not to get a job. Niliwaambia, nilitamani vitu mbili. Kuna mtu hapa hataki pesa? Hebu inua mkono mwenye hataki pesa. Hadi nyinyi wote ni watu wa aina gani? Kila mtu, hebu nione mtu akitaka kutajirika hapa. Very good. So I'm not alone. I wanted two things. Nataka mshike. Biashara, to be wealthy. One, to be wealthy. Second, to be at a place I can influence the decision making. So, wewe comrade uko hapa. You want to be wealthy. You graduate from MKU. You get a job, a very good job of 100,000 per month net. How much money is that per year? How much is it? 1.2 million. How much can you save out of 1.2 million? Tafadhali napata unasema hivi mkono juu, naweza fanya kitu ukiinua mkono haraka. Naweza fanya kitu pekee. How much can you save? 200,000? 500 per year. Nataka tufanye hii hesabu. Tafadhali tuende pamoja. Umetoka MKU, a job of 1.2 million shillings per year. That is 100K per month. And you already know that getting a 100 job as a fresh graduate, you'll be extremely lucky. So, in a month you can save how much from 100,000? Tusaidia nani bana? Niache 20. Wacha niulize, kuna kama kweli save how much? Yeah? Kama huwa anasema anaweza save 60. Bora anaweza save kazi. Ati hakuna? My friend Omodi, unaweza save kazi? Yeah? Huyo anasema hata haitoshi kwa lifestyle. So, wacha tuchukue 50K. Saving 50K a month in a year, how much is that? 600,000. Getting wealthy is what? The financial ya Kenya waka nitumini venye, sitaki kuita watu hapa, wanifanyishe hesabu. Mkiwa hapa nifanyisheni. Hapa hivi, nikitazama mayumu wako hapa, kila mtu anataka by 28 years, akuwe na Lexus. Ama ni mimi nakosea? Na ikienda chini sana, Prado new model. Ama Mercedes. That is the truth. Hakuna mtu ana ambition. Even warembo wako hapa wanataka ile BMW X6. Hiyo kitu ikiwa mtumba ni pesa ngapi? Hiyo gari. Sio ile ya kutoa makaratasi, ile imetoka X Japan X this. Prado ni how much? Can we call it 6 million? 6 million Prado. Hapa hivi ukigraduate unataka kukaa mtaa gani Nairobi? Semeni. You know it, you also prophesy when you say. Sema tu. Kiapuru, hiyo ni tuseme ni it can be Ruda, it can be Ridgeways. How much is the plot there in Ridgeways? Plot. Naweza wasaidia hapo. Ni 30 million per half. So hata tusianze hapo, tuanze mtaa hivi kabla ufike hapo. Tuanze mtaa ya 7 million plot. 7 million. Achana kwanza na Kiaburu, utasoka tu pia hapo. So hiyo Prado ni ya 6 million. Na hii plot ni 7 million. Hiyo yote ni pesa ngapi? 13 million. Tunaenda pamoja, hebu kujeni comrade kama wanne haraka. Kujeni wenye wako karibu. Comrades wenyewe. Sio sisi ambao tumekuja comrades. Na kukuwe na mrembo bwana. Hapa nimeona hata cabinet hii kuwe constituted. We must see our ladies also in leadership. Tuwapigie makofi. Nimewaita hapa is description. Hata hawataongea tu ya time. Bro, hebu mpe huyu my friend from Moyame. Burtina Naga. Nageni badala. Yoya. Kama yoya. Sasa ukigraduate wewe unataka gari gani?
Lexus 7.
Sasa hiyo kitu bwana. Hiyo gari kubwa hiyo. Tuendelee. My brother here. Give her. Ukitaka ukae mtagani in Nairobi by the time you are 30 years old.
Kilimani.
Very good. Amalindi there. Hiyo kana ni mzuri sana hiyo ya jacket. Hiyo kana iko sawa. If you know, you know. Huyo katika kazi kwa chama. Huyo anaonekana kwa roho. Kwa rais wetu. Asante sana. Ungetaka gari gani by the time you are 28? Aho? Mercedes Benz. Hata usichukue hiyo iko nyuma. Wewe tunachukua Mercedes. Patia my brother here. My brother, ukitaka mtaa gani ukae by the time you are 30 years old? Westlands. Very good. Kwa apartment ama home compound?
Apartment.
Very good. Iko sawa, hata hiyo usifikirie hivi. But hiyo suti ziko tayari chini ya sema kitu. Bro, ukitaka gari gani by the time you graduate? By the time you are 28.
For a start, nataka Subaru Forester.
Now, by the time you are what age?
You are 25 years.
Not 28 to that? Range Rover. Hata usiendelee chini. Sasa, nani anafanya kazi ya madhabaka sana? Kuja bro. Patia bike. Deno amewapea kitu wote, kila mtu. So, bro, nataka tufanye hesabu. Na by the way, you guys, tunaongea kama jokes. But I want you to take this point home. Tumesema Range Rover, andika hapa. Range Rover ikiwa imetumika tuandike 7 million, andika hapa. Roti, wachana na Kilimani kwanza, hata Westlands. Hapana, huko bado. Tuende kwanza Ruto, tukienda hivyo Kiambu. Because there, Ruto area, a plot of an acre in a good place is 5 to 7 million. So weka 7 million. So plus 7. Tuko 14 million. Mshahara yako